That's that smoothie I just made. It was pretty good. I mean, it is pretty good. I just hopped on. I realize sometimes I need to speak up. I just hopped on to share an exchange I recently had with a beautiful Latinx brother, and how it ended up leading me to think a little bit more about some things, and about the way that we move in this world and in this realm. So, red bananas are the best, but they cost $600 per banana. I'm over exaggerating. Anyway, we were chopping it up one day while he was at work, and he was basically not happy, saying how he hated his job, and basically he's a custodian. He works for a school. And he's like, you wouldn't believe how nasty these people could be. And we went back and forth about some things. And then I just said, you know, what you're speaking of reminds me that we need to honor, that it would behoove us to remember to honor more inclusively, beyond just those who we think are the positions of true dignity that really matter. Give thanks for doctors. We need them. Firefighters, lawyers. However, I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember when the sanitation department went on strike back in the day and what happened as a result. We're talking about toilets. We're talking about making sure that light fixtures that got busted get cleaned up, so that there is not glass all over the ground for you and your babies, trash cans backed up and filled up. And it doesn't seem like, or sometimes it doesn't seem like it matters much, but it matters much. And I said to him, something I don't think you think about, let alone the people you're working with. If you were to stop what you do for 2 days, they would see the significance of what you contribute to the community. And so I really just basically was like moved to say thank you for your service, because it is a service. Yes, the jobs we do, we get paid for. However, I think sometimes when we are in a position, in a mindset that we have to work as opposed to we get to. I'm learning that one, so I got to pass that little nugget on. We can forget the value. There are no little parts. I learned that in theater. Even when I remember getting what I felt was a little part and being like, that's a lie. Yes, there are little parts. This little that you have me doing is hecka little, and I want a big part. And the reality is, as I matured, that's when I realized this that they asked me to do on stage held multiple things together, kept things moving fluidly. Same thing with the custodians. All you got to do is not handle the shit that needs to be handled. Just 2 days. Go a week. We know that the situation can be really dire, especially with all these places that are experiencing issues with the water. Water by itself answers so much more than we give honor to. However, without a custodian or someone to help clean or monitor, because we often don't, unless we have to clean up behind ourselves. Two things. Let me get to my point. One is, let's remember to honor what we might or might not consider the small bits, and remember to give thanks to those who are doing those jobs. Really honor them. If you ain't got a bunch of money to tip them, that's okay. But at least let your actions and your words be kind and uplifting. Because without them, it would be a different situation, real talk. Absolutely different. And two, if you are in a position that calls you to serve in that way, even if you don't get your recognition from the people who you're serving, it is a good idea to stop and breathe. Even before you go into work, you about to get out the car, get off that bus, however you get in there, stop before you walk in. Breathe. Give thanks for being trusted to handle a position that where you get to serve in a way that people can't even see. They don't even have eyes to see. You get to serve in that way because without you, things would be completely different. We don't even know how different. So I just want to say, honor those that move in that, even if it is yourself, especially if it is yourself. Honor what you bring to the table. That's pretty much it. And I will say, I'm speaking to me. I am not a custodian, but I do find that in the relationships I hold with the people that I love and care for dearly, I clean up a lot of shit. And that's okay. What it does is helps me demonstrate my love, but it also helps me to pay attention to and be more mindful of my own shit. Like, what am I bringing to the table? If what's going on, that I'm having to come and whatever I have to do, we're not going to go into it. I ain't trying to spread nobody's business. I spoke about my Latino brother, but I didn't give you his name. I didn't tell you too much about him because I honor people's ability to, their own privacy. But I feel like the conversation about the custodian really allowed me to remember to be more mindful of other people, as well as to be more mindful of me and what I'm bringing to tables that I am invited to sit at, or that I come and crash the party at. Either way, however you got to the table, be mindful. This is really good. I'm like, for real. I just used whatever I had in the house. Like, I didn't try to do with the smoothie, because that's not how I get down. I don't even particularly like smoothies all the time. I have to be in a mood. And today I was in a mood. I went rummaging through my refrigerator and freezer to see what I had. And this is what it came up with. Whew, this is nice. This is very nice. Okay, so I guess the moral to this little sharing is mindfulness. And remember, the true tip of the day is to thank somebody for their service. I love thanking people for their service. Whether it's somebody who's fighting on the front lines, whether it's somebody who's putting out fires or answering a call to help, or cleaning out a toilet and wiping off toilet handles and faucets and emptying trash, or bringing food to the table, or wiping off the table and chairs thoroughly. Thank you. Thank you for your service.